Hello my lovies and welcome to a new royal video. I have some really sad news to bring you. The social media accounts on X and Instagram of the royal family, the Instagram accounts and the Twitter accounts behind, of course, King Charles and Queen Camilla have broadcast some sad news. So unfortunately, they say a sad farewell to Beth, the Queen's much-loved companion from Battersea Dogs and Cats Home, who brought such joy whether on walkies, helping on official duties, or curled up by the fire. This is sad news indeed. I think anyone who's ever lost a pet, who is also a family member, of course, pets are family members, will know what Queen Camilla and King Charles are going through. This is a gorgeous photo of the Queen and Beth. I think probably it looks like it's up in the Scottish Highlands at Balmoral. And of course, they shared a few other photos as well. One of the late great Paul O'Grady with Queen Camilla and Beth. And this is a gorgeous photo of King Charles with Beth. I think that just shows how much love King Charles and Queen Camilla have for their animals, their various animals, horses, dogs, the rest of it. And of course, Beth is helping Queen Camilla with a plaque unveiling here. I just want to kind of make the point. It reminds me of the time in December last year when we lost our beloved cat Molly, who was about 16 years old. It's sad, but the one thing as a pet owner, I use pet owner loosely because, of course, your pet becomes a family member, as I'm sure Beth did with King Charles and Queen Camilla. Although you are going through a grieving process, and King Charles and Queen Camilla will be going through a grieving process, you do realise that that love that you have hasn't gone. You still have that love to give. And eventually, Queen Camilla may feel like she wants to go to Battersea, and there may be another special animal that she decides to take back home. I'm sure King Charles will be expecting Camilla at some point to go to Battersea and be taken with another animal. But that love doesn't go. And, Queen Camilla will, I think, probably at some point come to the realisation that she has the space in the house and she has the space and love in her heart to be able to give another animal, a really good life, that same good life that she was able to give to Beth. And when you are an animal lover who has lost an animal, and then you decide to take on another animal, you are never going to replace the animal that's gone. That's not even a thought or a consideration. Because the new animal that you take on will have a different personality, and you will love them and cherish them for completely different reasons to how you cherished and loved the animal that's passed. But you will have that love in your heart that you will be able to take forwards and give to a new animal. And of course, Queen Camilla loves her rescue animals. So on behalf of myself and the Royal Reviewer viewers, I would like to extend my condolences to Queen Camilla and King Charles at this very difficult time. But it wouldn't surprise me in the near future if we didn't see Queen Camilla taking on a new rescue animal from Battersea Dogs and Cats Home. I don't think she'll be able to resist. And like I said, I think that love in your heart as an animal lover, if you've lost an animal, that is still there, and she will still have that love to give. Now on to some dirty, dark news. So Harry and Meghan have been out separately from each other. The newspapers have been describing it as flying solo. Harry and Meghan's individual weekend appearances show how their twin track approach is taking shape. I mean, that's one way of describing it. It's not quite how I would describe it. I think the fact that they are kind of flying solo, I'm doing the little quote marks, shows what a disaster flying together has been in the past. But the thing is, we have to ask ourselves the question, who cares? Who actually cares whether or not Harry's selling or trying to work with this or work with that, or Meghan's trying to flog her jam or her dog biscuits or whatever else she's hustling, grifting? Who actually cares? Because who is actually going to buy into any of these projects and products that are going to be on sale? The Sussex squad are going to be out in their droves lapping up whatever Harry and Meghan put out. We know that. So we know that their ardent supporters are going to be supportive of them. But that is not what counts. What counts is the wider public, the wider saleability, the wider credibility that Harry and Meghan need to have to succeed with the general public. And if the general public, i.e. the vast majority, are not on board with Harry and Meghan, which every indication shows that the general wider public are not on board with Harry and Meghan, do not agree with Harry and Meghan slagging off the royal family and Meghan's falling out with her, father's side of the family. People don't support it, and people see straight through it. People see the grifting, and that is what matters, because when eventually Meghan does have something to sell, whether it be, anything, then that is what matters. And I don't think people are going to buy it. The only thing I think trickery that I think Harry and Meghan might do, especially Meghan when she has whatever it is out, I think she will have a very small amount of product on sale, i.e. a very small batch or a very small order of things that she will then claim has sold out really quickly, because all the Sussex squad will go buy it. But, if you've got only a batch of 500 or 1,000, that's quite easy to sell out, especially to your ardent supporters. Whereas if you've got a batch of 10,000 or 100,000 of something, that is more impressive to sell out than a batch of 100. So if you see what I mean, I think she'll have a small amount of things made. The Sussex squad will then go and buy it, and then she'll come out with, oh, it's sold out, sold out, how wonderful am I? But really, it's kind of just not going to work, is it? Anyway, the Sussexes have found themselves mingling. Well, I would say that they are minging, not mingling, with big names of a different kind as they attend glitzy Hollywood galas. Oh, and explore the Californian polo scene. Oh, give me a break. Give me a polo mint. Give them a polo mint. My goodness. As they attempt to carve out a new path for themselves. They are pursuing their own interests, which at times... interest? Does Harry have any interest? Does he even have a brain for any interests? Which at times leads them to lend their time to different causes. Just this weekend, the Duchess supported her friend Katie Lee at the launch of a new hair care range. Of course, Meghan invested in this hair care range as part of her portfolio of investments. We don't know, I don't think we know how much she invested, but she does have a vested interest. And we always know that Meghan always, she doesn't put any effort into anything that she hasn't got a vested interest in. And of course, this is no different. That happened on Thursday night, while on Sunday, Harry crossed the border into Vancouver to represent his Invictus project. I think he should be worried whether or not he's able to come back, because as we know, President-elect Trump, whether you voted for Trump or not, that is irrelevant to me. I am not here to perpetuate any USA political position. But what we do have to look at is facts. And the fact is that President Trump is now President-elect Trump. In January, he will be the President of the United States. And for Harry and Meghan, the reality is that is a very different situation to the Biden administration. The Biden administration has always been a little bit favourable to Harry and Meghan, or appeared to be favourable to Harry and Meghan. Obviously, they quashed the Heritage Foundation's attempts to unseal and make public Harry's immigration papers, because they want to know what he put on there. President Trump and members of his family have made it perfectly clear that they are no fans of Harry and Meghan. And yeah, I think they will have lost their sort of, again in quotes, protection that the Biden administration has afforded them up till now. Harry and Meghan, I mean, whether or not they bought the property in Portugal because they were anticipating a Trump victory and therefore they wanted somewhere to escape to, I don't know. That is speculation. So do let me know whether or not you think that was the reason, perhaps, that they bought somewhere in Portugal, on top of being sort of a back entry into Europe as well. That's another potential reason, having a foothold in Europe. But I do think that it is offensive, actually, that they haven't picked to have a home in the UK. Remember, Harry is no more, at risk of any harm, whether he's in Portugal, the UK, or the US. And when Harry is in the UK, he has been having this random ad hoc protection when he's been here. So he is safe. He is perfectly 100% safe in the UK. Exactly the same as he is in the US or Portugal or wherever else, whatever other dangerous destination he's chosen to travel to or have a faux royal tour to. So I do think that it's offensive that he hasn't chosen to come to the UK as part of that, because he perfectly could. He's just being difficult because of the protection case that he's still got going on. And I just think he's being obstinate and rude and offensive to the people of the UK that actually have given him everything that he now has in life. Because do we think the starlet Meghan Markle, I'm doing the Meghan Markle shimmy, do you think she would have looked twice at Harry had he not been royal? Had he been just plain old Harry Windsor working at McDonald's or wherever else he may have ended up? Remember, he's not the brains of Britain. Therefore, would he have had a high-flying job? Would he have been a celebrity? I don't think so. Being a member of the royal family has given Harry everything that he's got. Meghan Markle would not have looked twice at regular old Harry Windsor. She wanted the money. She wanted the access, well, what she thought was access and power and money. What she actually got was a lot of restrictions that she was not willing to stomach. They had to justify the expenditure. They had to go cap in hand to daddy for money, which most of us wouldn't have a problem with, having a home for life, paid for, having a job to do, a lifelong job that's actually not just helping yourself, it's helping other people. Having a privileged position, most people, I think, would respect. I mean, it's not something that everybody would want to do in life, granted. And I do think that, a member of the royal family shouldn't be, beholden and have to do it if they don't want to. But if you do decide to step away, don't slag off your family. Don't slag off and be rude and obnoxious to the country that's given you everything that you now have. Would you have been able to have had Netflix and Spotify and Oprah and all the rest, and have, be able to write your memoir, if you hadn't have had what you've got from the country? No. The global would Meghan have global superstardom fame? No, she'd have just been a low-level actress in Suits, which the majority, although Suits was available around the world, I certainly didn't watch it. No one I knew in my real life watched Suits. So the royal family has given them, it's raised their status, and then they do everything they can to reject it and be horrible to it. I still can't get over what they did to Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, and the Queen, both on their deathbeds. It was absolutely disgusting. So I hope Meghan sticks her highbrow hippie hair care range right where the sun don't shine. That's what I hope. And I hope it gives her a little bit of a rash. That's what I hope, because she deserves it. And she deserves this to flop. Now, I'm not saying the other ladies behind the product deserve it to flop. I mean, but they are going to be victims of association with Meghan, because there will be so many people that will avoid, hippie hair, whatever it is. They will be avoiding highbrow hippie hair care like it is the plague, just because Meghan is involved. So a word of warning and a word of caution to any brands wishing to associate themselves with Meghan. In fact, the only brands that do want to associate themselves with Meghan are the ones that she's giving money to. She's literally paying them to be associated with her. Because all the other big brands, where are they? Where are all of the other big brands? Seriously, where are they? Because they are not, they are not scrambling to her door, are they? Anyway, let's leave the hair care range alone. Like I said, I hope it burns off her weave. Anyway, Prince Harry waved to the crowd during a jersey presentation prior to the start of the 2024 Grey Cup yesterday. I have to say, I'm not really into sports, so it means absolutely zero to me. But it looks like he's imposing himself again on things that he doesn't really have any interest in, really, or any probably knowledge of. He's just trying to promote the Invictus Games in Vancouver, which obviously is coming up. So, he's just imposing himself where he's not wanted. Both of them are. They're both sticking their noses in to things where they're just not wanted. Now, this did happen 4 days ago, but I did share a community post on the main channel community page on the day. But I do want to talk about the King's birthday. So he turned 76 4 days ago, and the royal family on social media celebrated his birthday by making a series of posts, including wishing His Majesty the King a very happy birthday today. And there was also some remembrances as well, because obviously it's been a year since the King launched the Coronation Food Project with Fair Share UK and the Felix Project. So you can read more about that. Apparently over 2 million meals have been raised and donated, and over £700,000 to 33 organisations across the UK. So a very worthy food initiative, sort of spearheaded by the King. So they also said, a wonderful morning celebrating 1 year of the Coronation Food Project, which aims to bridge the gap between food waste and food need across the UK. So we see the King at the new Coronation Food Hub in Deptford, which he visited, and he got to see and meet some of the people that have been working at the project and some of the meals that have been raised for it. So here's a series of photos. Of course, you can go to the social media and take a very animated looking King there. You can go and you can have a more in-depth scan of the photos. And here is the King arriving, a little bit of a clip. I think he looks very happy, healthy, engaged. I think it looks to me like his treatment is going well. And I'm just glad to see him, out and about, back to what appears to be full-time duties. I'm sure that concessions have been made to his health. We saw concessions being made on the Australia, New Zealand trip. But it's just nice to see him out and about, mixing with people. Obviously, his immune system is well enough to be in crowds and groups of people. So I just thought that was, kind of important to note. And 3 days ago, we had the King as Captain General of the Royal Marines visiting the Commando Training Centre in Lympstone in Devon. And he visited, Back in 1974, he was serving with the 845 Naval Air Squadron, and he undertook commando training with the Royal Marines. So here is a much younger King Charles as Prince of Wales, undergoing some training. And of course the military, oh look at the children singing happy birthday to the King. The military is very important to members of the royal family. All of them, whether or not they have served elected duty or not, whichever service they represent, really respect them, because it's a lifetime of dedication and service and duty. Let's leave those adorable children singing happy birthday. I could watch that all day. Singing happy birthday to the King. I think that's really, really cute. So on average, 1,300 recruits, 2,000 potential recruits and 400 potential officers attend training courses at the centre each year. So it's very, very important, and I'm sure that King Charles's visit will have been very, very, very welcome to them. They say it is this operational excellence underpinned by your unique skill set and training. Well, this is what the King says, which will ensure that all of you as Royal Marines will help to perpetuate our peace and freedom both now and in the future. And with what's going on in the world, that couldn't be any more wise words said. That was the King addressing the trainees at the Commando Training Centre. During his time in Lympstone, His Majesty presented the King's Badge, the first time that a king has presented the badge since King George VI in 1939, and a green beret to the best all-round member of the King's squad on completion of their commando training. So that's really important too. So my lovies, thank you for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, then please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and of course do hit that bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. So from me, mwah, to you all, and goodbye.